Well, I got a little further. I got all of the rust sanded off of the floor, and I got the first coat of primer done. So this has to sit for 24 hours until I can put another coat. And I also need to, well, what I should have done is I should have cleaned off those wheel wells right away and got primer on those. But I didn't think of that. I should also paint that back hump, my bus hump. Got to paint that as well. So second coat of primer will be tomorrow on the floor, and then I can start attaching the furring strips, which hopefully I can do tomorrow if I can get the second coat on early in the morning, and by like late afternoon I should be able to put the furring strips down. So finally starting to be able to build. I'm so excited. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. There's not a whole lot more I can do inside the bus anymore, just because the floor is still wet. I guess I could start sanding the outside of the bus if I really wanted to, but I'm just going to start maybe planning the walls, planning how I want to build up the walls now. That's something that I need to get down on paper, so I have a plan to follow when I start building. So see you guys later. It's the next day, and as you can see, wheel wells are painted or primed, and I filled in all of the little holes with some silicone. Just quick painted that. It doesn't look pretty, but it's going to get covered up anyways. It's mainly just to have, like a nice, for sure, clean surface to work with. Painting's kind of nice that way. You can kind of paint over a little bit of dirt and not have to really worry about it, and then it'll give you a nice clean surface. So tomorrow will be the elastomeric coating that I'm going to be putting on the floor, and that'll help a little bit with sound, as well as helping to waterproof the floor, and sound. I already said sound, but sound again. So for the rest of today, what are we gonna do? I have some rubber spray that I'm gonna spray just down inside the wall here, and try to spray it inside the wall there. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I don't know why I'm doing it. Maybe just to help waterproof a little bit more. That's probably the only reason. So I'm going to go do that now, and I'll give you a little update once I'm probably almost done with that. Alright, once again, I'm sorry for the horrible sound that I get from here. I live right next to... Here, I'll show you. See, right next to a highway, and it's extremely loud, and semis constantly brake down the off-ramp that's right next to my house, and it's really annoying. But it's actually more soundproof in the bus when everything's closed up than my apartment. So that's kind of nice. Just so people know what I'm doing, as well as like what I'm using for parts and materials. That's what I'm using for priming the floor with, is a Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer. That was after I took the grinder and took down most of the rust, all the surface rust. And for the silicone, I am using, let me grab it here. I'm just using a basic DAP silicone just to fill in the holes. The reason why I decided to prime it first and not get some sort of paintable silicone to fill in the holes with is because the elastomeric coating is going to go on top. Probably didn't even need to fill the holes in if I'm going to be covering it with elastomeric coating, but decided, might as well go a little overboard than underboard. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm using so far. Once I get to installing the subfloor and the furring strips, I'll let you know the stuff that I'm using for that as well.